In the first video of this series, I talked about simple animated effects, and so here's another one in kind of that series. I'm taking it to another level here, and these are just simple circles. And I just want to show you how easy it is to create something like this. The neat thing about this is, once again, it's kind of an animated effect that draws my eye. It allows me to kind of like not really have to care about what the content is. I can put my content over there, and it's kind of a generic animation that draws attention, keeps interest, and is very quick and easy to do. And so again, I don't have to just only default to stock art or animations or text animations. I can, again, it gives me another little tool in my tool belt here to keep my videos professional and interesting. Let's take a look at how easy this is to do in Groove Animator. So you can see here that what I've got is just a series of circle primitives. And what I did here, just to kind of bigger picture, I basically created a series of different circles at different sizes and different line thicknesses. And then I rotated them kind of randomly just a little bit so they would start and stop at different points. And then I tried to do a series of different animations. So for example, this first one here, I actually used the draw in and out, animated a multicolor line here, but I just used black for both of the multicolors. So once I did that for the first one, all the other ones just use that same black. And you can see here that I have no looping, and so it just kind of draws in and draws out. It's a 2-second animation, and notice that once it kind of gets to the middle, it's this one on the outside, it splits right there, creating kind of a nice, interesting animation. And so the next ones, I used the draw in, draw out. I already had that black color, so it was easy. And all I did was I went through and I changed the duration a little bit of each one. And if I would either start with reverse draw on in the draw in, or I would have it off, and then I would just do the opposite for the draw out. Now, to talk about this, really when you do a draw out, you can hit the plus button. It's going to make a copy of that circle, and then you can just apply the same animation, only reversing the direction that's going out. And I did draw out, so if I click on this one, I just changed it to draw out. So I applied the same animation, only with draw out and reversing whether or not this was reverse draw or not. So if I started with this checked in the draw in, then I would uncheck it for the draw out. And I just did that for all of these, and just changed the time a little bit. Notice that this one's 1.5, this one over here is 0.8, and just made them different sizes, moved them around a little bit on the timeline here, and then it ends up creating this nice little integrated animation effect very quickly and easily. Finally, I went in and I clicked on QuickTime Export. Now, when you do that, some people have noticed that for some reason, or at least in the very first version of Groove Animator, we are not, basically the .mov or the .mp4, the .gif does not show up at the end. And so all you have to do, if you want to make sure that this exports right, a lot of us are just in the habit of doing this, but what's going to happen is when it comes up, it's taking a little bit of time here to animate this one. I might have something else going on because it didn't take this long when I actually did it the first time. But once it comes up, I would want to go ahead and put in my name, and then I want to have, .mov. I want to go ahead and type that in so that it for sure is going to do that and save it to wherever I want. So I just want to point that out. I'm not going to let it continue. So just do that. If it's QuickTime MOV, just go ahead and type in the .mov. If it's MP4, .mp4. And if it's animated GIF.gif, right? So once you do that, I went ahead and exported that, and then I would just drag it into ScreenFlow. You can use Camtasia, Adobe Premiere, Vegas Pro, all kinds of video programs like that. What I did was I just created a little gap. So I have my text animation just fading in initially. So the circle animation doesn't start immediately. I kind of waited. I can move that around to keep it, kind of interesting. And then, basically once that circle's there, I like to leave it kind of the information there just for a second or two, and then go on to my next section of the video. But you can do it however you want. I just wanted to kind of show you. But all I really did was I just dragged this in here. I have a white rectangle as the background. You can, whatever else you want to have, you can have there as well, of course, if it's a video or anything. But I just overlaid this with the MOV file. Now, in this particular case, if I had my stage white, I could have done MP4 also, but I just am used to going ahead and doing a white rectangle whenever I'm doing something like this. So, but that's how easy it is. There's really not much to it, just a couple of circles, different width, sizes, rotations, line thicknesses, and you can create something like this quickly and easily in Groove Animator.